I built an aquarium for one of the most aggressive underwater predators. It's quick and deadly, but it's not a fish. So what is it? This is a giant water bug, one of the deadliest ambush predators in freshwater, and I built it a home. As a beginner aquarist, I really had no idea what to expect. This was my first tank after all, so I did what any smart person would do and went to Google and started to do some research. I found some good resources online, but they're not so common as pets compared to others, so I had to make do with what I had, and so I got to work. First, I started by clearing the space where I wanted the tank to go. And then I made sure to get all the dust off so I could start with a clean working space. And I made sure to rinse the aquarium with warm water but no soap. As well as the gravel to get rid of all the dust and stuff on it. And then I found a place to set up my tank. And then I dried the outside with a towel so it's not just soaking on my cabinets. I decided on gravel because I wanted to have like a natural pond/lake look, especially since that's where giant water bugs come from. Then it was time for the plants. I got some Java fern, some rosette swords, some Anubias barteri, and some white ribbons. And then some Sterogeny repens. Not sure if I said that right, but this one's for the foreground. Starting off with the Anubias barteri. I did do my research on these and you're not supposed to plant them in substrate. You're supposed to glue them onto wood or rocks. So that's exactly what I did. Unfortunately, this second Anubias was kind of dying and rotting. It had a weird smell to it, so I decided not to plant it in my tank. And then we got the Java ferns. This is the same deal, you don't want to plant it in the substrate, you want to glue it onto rocks or wood. This one had a dying leaf, so I did prune it so it's not wasting energy for that leaf. And the other one looked good, so I glued them both to the back of the log. I know all the veteran aquarists cringed when the white ribbon showed up earlier, and I'm sorry for not doing my research, but they are semi-aquatic plants so they're not meant to go underwater, but I did end up removing them later on. When I was planting the first one, I was being too rough with it, and I didn't even realize that I snapped the stalk. I planted the bottom half hoping it'd regrow, but I ended up taking them all out anyways. And for the rest of them, I was way more careful than the first one. And then we have the rosette sword. I really like how these look with the rounded leaves, and they're a good mid-ground plant. Some of the leaves were a little bit messed up, so I trimmed them so they can have a chance to regrow. The next plant is a repens, and it's a cute bushy foreground plant, and I'm gonna use it to take up most of the empty space in the front. And then I got a lid for the tank. Giant water bugs are known for spending most of their time underwater, but they also can fly, and I'm not trying to have a giant water bug on my face when I wake up. It's definitely not the prettiest lid in the world, but it'll do the job. Can't have an aquarium without the water, so here's some water ASMR. Fortunately, I was able to return the dying Anubia and get another one, and this one looked so much better than the last one. And while I was at the pet store, I picked up this Amazon sword, and it's basically just the big cousin of the rosette sword. And then I also made sure to pick up these flourish tabs since gravel doesn't hold nutrients that well, and I have a whole bunch of plants that are root feeders. These slowly release nutrients that the plants need. I found this cool nature box with almond leaves, almond bark, and casuarina cones, and scattered it around the tank to give it that pond/lake look. Then, all I had to do was wait for it to sink. My plants got the water and the nutrients, and all they're missing is a light. I did a little bit of research and I heard that Nikru is a good budget light, so I decided to go with them. It even has this cool 24-hour cycle where it mimics a full day. And of course, since I'm going for that pond and lake look, I picked up a bag of sand. And for some reason, there was a bird feather in there. Not sure if that's concerning or not. But I did make sure to rinse the sand very well. Look at how dirty that water is. I want to say I rinsed it at least like 15 times, but it did take a while. I didn't want to mess with the plants in the back, and I had all this empty space in the front, so that's where I put the sand. And I thought it turned out great. Some of the plants came out, but it was a quick easy fix with some glue and some burying. And for the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to unbox this bad boy. Or girl. Not gonna lie, I was kind of scared opening it up, because I wanted it to be alive, and 2, I didn't want it to somehow bite me through the bag. It was probably stressed from that long journey, so I acclimated it and then released it quickly. It actually settled in pretty fast too. I washed and soaked some sticks for the giant water bug to hold on to. And while the wood was soaking, I tried to feed the bug. Not too quite sure what happened here, but I'll try to feed him again next time. Knowing that the ribbons were only semi-aquatic and not meant to be underwater, I just decided to take them out and replant them. Pretty unfortunate, but I'm probably gonna replace it with Vallisneria. And I also ordered some water spangles, which are floating plants. And since giant water bugs are predators, I bought them some feeder goldfish as well as feeder ghost shrimp. I released the first fish, but it didn't look like the giant water bug was too interested, so he kinda just swam right next to him. And then I released the second one. They accidentally gave me some shrimp with eggs, so I decided to keep them in the container for now and put the other ones in. And as I was trying to put in the stick for the bug, it just decided to scare the crap out of me. Fun fact, the giant water bug has a snorkel-like tube that comes out of its abdomen, and that's what it uses to breathe. That's why you see it swimming at the surface like this. It also carries an air bubble under its wings to breathe while underwater. Pretty cool. I decided it was time for a water change. The repens unfortunately started to rot at the roots, which started to dirty the water, so I had to take them out. I used one of those suction tubes for the water change, and it layered the sand and gravel and leaves, kind of making a natural look, which I really liked. And the next day, I come home to this. The bug's first victim, the ghost shrimp. Fun fact, giant water bugs don't actually eat their prey whole. They have what's called a rostrum, which they use to pierce their prey, injecting venom and digestive enzymes, which liquefy their prey, and they basically drink it up like a soda. Yum. And then I decided to put the second stick in there. I thought the first stick was too bare. And I kind of wanted them to lean on each other and kind of be an extension of the wood in the center. And I also remembered, since the bug doesn't eat the whole prey, I gotta remember to take out the shells. And like I was talking about earlier, the shrimp is completely empty. And the second shrimp seemed to die of natural causes, or maybe it just got attacked by the water bug. This third shrimp is living his Lion King life. And this goldfish seems to be best buds with the water bug. Here's some cool pictures I took, as well as a time lapse. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did making this video for you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.